94.5 ESPN.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I got lazy. I didn't look. I clicked on view photos. And of course, you know, the Joker pops up. You've been busted. My fault. Totally.
She thinks I'm a nice guy. Women always think I'm nice, but women don't want nice. Why is nice bad? What kind of a sick society are we living in when nice is bad?
IT department, stop being nice. You're the cop of the station, right? I don't need a nice, warm, fuzzy email.
What's that smell? What are you wearing?
A little cologne.
Manly.
Monica wants me to wear it.
So why don't you say no?
I'm too nice. She wants me to take an IQ test.
It's because you're stupid enough to wear the cologne.
It's like I got pulled over by a cop for doing 10 over, and the cop is super, super nice, and he writes me a ticket for $250. Be the JAG. You're a JAG. You're a JAG department. What you do is a little nefarious. I'm a little sick of it.
Yeah, and she's gonna find out I'm a moron. You know, people think I'm smart, but I'm not smart.
Who thinks you're smart?
I'm not gonna break 100 on this thing.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
What a pleasant surprise. You know, not 15 minutes ago, I was told that we wouldn't have Chew this morning. And then I look over at my screen and, hello, Chew. Oh, all right, well. Are you
because if there was no technology, I'd have a day off.
So you are with us today. You are going to be hanging with us today.
For now. Internet is down. They're tearing down a bridge. A lot of flashing yellow lights. So we grind, though. And Gabe, you're the one that started it. You said if you were a true grinder, you'd make it happen. So here I am.
Here you are, being a true grinder.
But he's already predicting that he's going to bow out shortly.
Well, because he thinks as long as he, shows up for a segment or two, counts as grinding, and then if it doesn't work after that, that's not on him. He did what he could do to show that he's a grinder.
Oh, I'm actually looking at my phone battery going, come on, you die already?
Well, I mean, your phone's doing the best it can for you, pal. It's making you digitized, making you delayed.
Yeah, I know.
This may not be long for this world.
It's like those people who are finishing the Ironman competitions and they're just like stumbling their way to the finish line. They're doing their damnedest to make sure they finish, but it doesn't look good right now. All right, well let's move on to our topic this morning. It's happening. It's all happening, guys. After the performance that Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers put on Sunday night against the Steelers, all of a sudden, starting to hear those three little letters: MVP, MVP, MVP. People are saying Jordan Love should be squarely in the MVP conversation after Week 8. Packers quarterback Jordan Love enters the MVP race after lighting up the Steelers. Jordan Love, MVP candidate for sure after Steelers performance. Headlines that are out there, people are talking about the Packers quarterback in the MVP conversation. Gabe, I'll go to you when we talk about odds and our friends over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Where do they currently have the Green Bay Packers quarterback when it comes to MVP of the NFL?
Yeah, they're not a place that agrees that Jordan Love is in the MVP conversation. Because the odds dip after the top three pretty dramatically, down to where Jordan Love is vacating the number 6 spots in their rankings.
Occupying? There you go.
No, Patrick Mahomes, plus 140. Josh Allen, plus 350. Drake May, plus 450. And then it drops off.
Yep.
Matthew Stafford's plus 1,200, Baker Mayfield plus 1,400, and there our guy is Jordan Love at number 6 at plus 1,500.
So, Joshy, you're our resident gambler. You do weekly wager every Wednesday with Ben Brust. Do you like those odds? Do you see value there? If Jordan Love can continue putting together performances comparable to what we saw on Sunday night throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's all dependent on how he plays. Finishing top 2 in your conference is almost a must. So if the Packers end up being the 1 or 2 seed, Jordan Love will be one of the final 4 guys there. Right now, the numbers are telling us that Vegas doesn't believe, from what they've seen in recent memory of the Green Bay Packers, that Pittsburgh on Sunday is going to be the copy and paste throughout the rest of the season, but they could also be wrong. So plus 1,500, if you think the Packers have a really good chance at the 1 seed, he is going to be a 1, 2, or 3 finalist if they end up getting there. It's just a matter of how the Packers look throughout the rest of the season.
And it's not even just that. It's how does Jordan Love look in the big games?
Yes, correct.
Right? So to me, this Panthers game doesn't matter if he throws for 150, 200 yards and the Packers win by a bunch. It's fine.
It
right?
helps at the end of the season when you're looking at total numbers.
Correct.
Yes.
But if he plays like this on Monday night against the Eagles in 2 weeks, that's going to garner a lot more attention because you're playing the Eagles in a nationally primetime game. If he plays like that on Thanksgiving and he's one of the guys chowing down on a turkey leg after the game on Fox against the Lions, that's going to go a long way because the MVP is a narrative award at the end of the day.
Chewy, I know that you are mostly bet averse after not doing well when you thought you knew everything about the NFL after leaving the league, so you tend to not bet. But do you like the odds that you're getting right now for Jordan Love? Is it something that you'd be interested in making a wager on, hoping that, as Gabe just mentioned, he starts to put together a bunch of these type performances, and then you've got him in at really good odds. You've got a good number there, as opposed to when he is one of the favorites.
Yeah, the odds are. I still have my up. I mean, if you go back to the first 2 games of the season, right, and a lot of that was because of the defense. We were sky high. We're like, and I was too. I was like, this team could really be special. And then the next 2 weeks, they kind of crapped egg. So, like we've been saying, like Gabe just said, he's got to stack these, and he's got to have these type of games in games that matter against quality opponents. And I think if he does, I mean, if he plays like this against Philadelphia in 2 weeks, he'll probably jump to 4 or maybe 3.
Yeah.
So but we just have to see. I'm guarded. I'm just guarded right now because I remember we used to talk about Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones would have an unbelievable day rushing and receiving, and then he'd disappear for 2. Can't do that, especially at the quarterback position. So we just gotta stand pat and see where he goes from here.
I mean, as far as the Steelers game goes, to me, like that was the establishment of, okay, maybe he can enter the conversation. Because that was another nationally televised primetime game, huge audience, a lot of people paying attention. Oh, okay, maybe Jordan's putting something together here. It grabs everyone's attention. Now it's, okay, can you back it up in the big-time games the rest of the year?
Well, and to your point about it being a narrative award, that's when it matters most. It matters when the nation is watching, when you're the only game on, when people can actually see you play. So all of a sudden, these pundits, these analysts who might not be watching every game of the Green Bay Packers, who might just be seeing a highlight package roll across their desk, are watching him play a full game, watching him play against Aaron Rodgers on Sunday Night Football and go, oh, crap, maybe we've been sleeping on Jordan Love. Like, there is that value of performing on that level in those games. Some of the numbers, guys, and I think it is worth diving into a little bit. Jordan Love is comparable from a completion percentage standpoint to some of those guys that you mentioned, to a Josh Allen, to a Baker Mayfield, to a Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if Patrick Mahomes' numbers from last night's game are in here, if this was aggregated before that. But the point is, they're not that far off. And I will tell you this, you know how important it is to protect the football, right? Guys like Baker Mayfield, guys like Patrick Mahomes, guys like Jordan Love are protecting the football, not turning it over. That obviously becomes a feather in his cap as well, where I think he probably deserves a little bit more credit for the performances he's put together. Gabe, you said that it doesn't matter at all what he does against the Jaguars, but I would argue that it matters a little. Panthers, yeah. You know those stupid cats down there in that region of the the region of the world. I would argue that there is importance to momentum, and that you don't want to have a stinker or a clunker in between those big two games, because you do want to build momentum off of the performance you had Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the Packers win the game, like that's in terms of winning the MVP, it's really the only thing that matters. You know, if they decide, hey, look at what James Cook did against this defense, we're going to make sure that, you know, Josh Jacobs gets a ton of carries here, and Jordan goes 16 for 20 and has less than 200 yards or something like that. I'm just saying that doesn't matter. Now, if he plays poorly, the Packers lose, that does matter. But ultimately, I mean, he could go out there and pretty much put up the same stat line, and people go, oh, okay, it was against the Panthers. It was a noon game. It's not going to carry the weight that whatever he does against the Eagles, whatever he does against the Lions. Again, maybe that Ravens game late in the season ends up being a primetime game or a nationally televised game when you're in your own window, because they spread a lot of those games out on Saturdays and Sundays, so you have a lot of opportunities to have standalone games late in the year. It's how do you do in those games? It's part of the reason why Aaron Rodgers won 4 MVPs. Dude owned Sunday Night Football, was fantastic on Monday Night Football. Seemingly anytime the Packers were in primetime, Aaron Rodgers played some of his best football, and that led to him winning 4 MVPs.
Let's take a listen to Colin Cowherd, who was weighing in on the Jordan Love performance from Sunday night and what it means for the MVP conversation.
Jordan Love second half, on the road, standalone game against maybe a Hall of Fame coach and a veteran defense. That's as good a second half in that spot as Favre and Rodgers had. He is elite. Arm, size, mobility, accuracy, combine that with Matt LaFleur's play design and the Green Bay smart front office. This is going to be a Super Bowl capable winning team for the next 5 years minimum.
So I'll take it one step further then, guys, because we did talk about Brian Gutekunst briefly with the Rodgers Love showdown and how Goody obviously was sort of a big winner in that thing, because I think a lot of people believe it was time to move on from Rodgers. He has not been able to perform at the same level as he did before Brian Gutekunst made that move. If Jordan Love wins an MVP, can you say anything about Brian Gutekunst and that decision to make the move from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love? Can you criticize that at all anymore?
No, but he's got to go out and do it. Everything that Colin Cowherd just said in that clip, I think we've all kind of said it, but what truly makes you elite is the ability to do it over the course of an entire season. We've seen flashes of this from Jordan. Again, Jordan played in the game on Sunday night like he did in the final 8 games of the regular season the first year he started 2 years ago. We know that's in there. It's just how often can he pull that out? And if he can do that on a consistent basis, yes, then he skyrockets up the MVP conversations. Yes, then he becomes one of these best quarterbacks in the league. That's the ceiling that he has. It's just a matter of, hey, just got to do that a little bit more often.
Jen, you mentioned his completion percentage, and I don't think we can spend enough time on the fact that it's jumped 6 points from his previous career high. Him completing nearly 71% of his passes is like a massive step forward. We spent a lot of time talking about his completion percentage and how it was lower than we would like. And now he is up there amongst some of the best guys in the league. And that's probably going to be a big driving factor in their offense, just looking more competent more consistently.
So, Chewy, what does your gut tell you has been the biggest difference in the Jordan Love we're seeing right now? And Gabe, to your point, we did see this. We saw this over that stretch of the first season that he played towards the end. What is the biggest difference why all of a sudden it feels like things are clicking for the quarterback? Is it him? He's just made the leaps. He's put the time in. He's been in the film room. He's worked on his footwork. Is it LaFleur and the way he's calling the offense? What do you think is the biggest difference between the performances we're seeing now and what we've seen before?
I think LaFleur's not coddling anymore. You know, even look at the first half of the game. He tried to stop a run when the Steelers had worst pass defense in the league. He's just got to trust him, and he's cut him loose. And what you do is you cut him loose against the Panthers, so he even gets more confidence. So when you face the Eagles, you know, you can kind of cut him loose there. I think LaFleur, there's a part of him that still doesn't trust him. Even though he thinks he's really, really good, he tries to coddle him a little too much. And you can see what happens when you just half of the Pittsburgh game. You got to trust him. Yeah, is he still going to make mistakes? Sure. But when he plays, like, even with a mistake, it far outweighs being as uber as he was. And Gabe, I think you said it, to a pass team run is secondary.
I gotta cut him off. I can't hear him because he's digitizing again. To your point about the completion percentage, if you're wondering where Jordan Love ranks in completion percentage right now, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the list. Drake May number 1 with a 75% completion percentage. Jared Goff right there with a 75% completion percentage. Tyler Huntley, who has obviously stepped in for Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, has a 73% completion percentage. Lamar Jackson, who again we know is injured right now, 71.6, so 72%. Daniel Jones, 71, and Jordan Love, 71. That is the company he is keeping from a completion percentage standpoint. And again, I want to continue talking about those turnovers. I do think that is not getting enough credit for a guy who we have criticized for kind of throwing it up in the air, right? And like not knowing when to just throw it out of bounds and when to, live to play another down. He has been protecting the football this year, and that, of course, is a huge, huge improvement for Jordan Love. Gabe, last thing on the MVP conversation, and I want to be clear on this. This is not Jen, Gabe, and Chewy crowning Jordan Love as the MVP, but there are articles out there saying he should be squarely in the conversation. And Gabe, you mentioned the odds. He is top 6 right now, right?
Correct.
6th in the league when it comes to Potawatomi Sportsbook and Jordan Love being an MVP candidate. That's what a performance on Sunday night will do to that conversation. It will change the tenor. It will change the dynamic of it. Do you believe Jordan Love can be the MVP of the league this year?
I think it's going to be a really big uphill battle because of the guys ahead of him. And Patrick Mahomes is playing some of his best football. I know he had 2 turnovers last night, but still had a really good game. Drake May seems to have that headline right now as well. I just think it's an uphill battle for him to win MVP. I think he's got an opportunity to really enter the conversation next year. I just think sitting there right now at 6th, looking at some of the schedules over there in the AFC versus some of the schedules that the Packers have to face, yeah, I think it's just a bit of an uphill battle to climb from plus 1,500 that he is right now over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook all the way to winning an MVP.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Get us your reaction on the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. And you can always add your comments in the YouTube stream on the ESPN Milwaukee page as well. We've got Jason Wilde coming up next. But if you are up for a game, Potawatomi Sportsbook is right there with you. For all international games and matches, the Midwest's best sportsbook opens early. Place your bets, kick back, enjoy the show for an absolutely great time on an enormous video wall. Then you can grab a cold one along with food from a menu that is packed with flavor. And if you're not up for watching the game but you still want in on the action, you can wager on any sport, anytime at the quick service kiosks. Bet above the rest. It is only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound on 41, backing up from just south of Main Street, Menominee Falls, all the way down to about Good Hope Road, only to slow down again right from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Hampton. On the northbound side, we got backups from about Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh, not quite to Capitol, though. Westbound 94, heavy from about 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. You are back on the brakes west of Calhoun all the way to about Barker Road. On the eastbound side, it's slowing down a bit from 84th Street all the way to Hawley Road, and then you're good to go into the Marquette. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, breezy, a high of 55. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a low of 46. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
You'll feel better about what you're doing, but I thought last night was all about
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
We went and got a big-time star player. He closed up shop. Tucker Kraft has emerged and Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur, their relationship took another jump level in trust. And all of those things are beautiful if you're a Packers fan.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest's stellar review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Kelly's Bleachers Big Ben, Distillery Richfield, Tom's Watch Bar in Milwaukee, and Maddie's in New Berlin. Please enjoy responsibly.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde is brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. Exterior Pros, ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Century Foods. Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Gabe, they're dropping like flies this morning.
Unbelievable.
Dropping like flies. We lost Chewy to his bad internet connection. Well, no internet connection and bad phone connection. And now we can't get Jason Wilde. So we will just take a break until we get Jason and continue talking about the green and gold. We've been talking about the Jordan Love conversation of him in the MVP conversation. I would think that most people out there, fans, would be open to the possibility of Jordan Love winning MVP because it means that the team is, like you said, one of the top teams in the NFC. But I'm seeing a lot of reaction on the Carbless Talk and Text line and on the YouTube stream saying, hey, pump the brakes. It's way too early. There's a thing that I think is happening here with the Green Bay Packers as well, that their record, because they have that tie, is misleading. I think it makes people think that we are not as far into the season as we are. And so there's this idea of, we need to see more. Do we need to see more? Yes. But I still think like we're in a pretty good spot in the league or in the year where we've seen a lot from a lot of teams.
The next time NFL teams kick out, well, I guess other than Thursday, but the next time the Packers play, we're in November. All right? Like that's strictly in the middle of the season. This is the part where Chewy's told us, okay, hey, early in the season, you're just trying to collect those wins, but you want to start kind of playing that best football. You want to start trending in the right direction. And a Sunday for the Packers, certainly a step in the right direction. Yes, they have to do this more consistently. Yes, they have some of those tough games left on their schedule. But, I mean, yeah, I think we're starting to get an idea of who the good teams are and who the good teams aren't. I know for a good chunk there in October, we were trying to figure out what the hell was going on because teams were losing weird games, teams were winning weird games. But I think we're starting to figure out at this point, okay, who are the good teams, who are not the good teams? And the Packers, sitting there on top of the NFC with 7 games in, yeah, I think you can go, this is supposed to be a good team. You can have expectations for this team. They need to win the division if they want to be the team we thought that they were going to be after the first 2 games.
Let's go out to the phone lines where we do not have Jason Wilde, but we do have Caleb in Horicon. Caleb, good morning. Are you confident that Jordan Love can be an MVP candidate this season?
Absolutely. I mean, you need to take the training wheels off this guy. I mean, Matt LaFleur kept him on for the start of the season. This is a pass-first offense like you guys were talking about yesterday. I mean, we got weapons all over the place. You got guys like Tucker Kraft and Christian Watson and Matthew Golden. Get these guys the ball. Keep the ball in Jordan Love's hands, and he's going to win an MVP, and the Packers have a shot at the Super Bowl this year.
See, I like that level of optimism.
I'm curious to see if Matt LaFleur does put the ball in Jordan Love's hands. That is the thing I am in. I don't think we could take the Carolina Panthers game as, oh yeah, he took the ball out of Jordan Love's hands. I can't believe it. I know Chewy had just said, hey, you let him loose against the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers' run defense stinks. All right, much like the Steelers' pass defense stunk, and it made sense to just unleash Jordan Love in the second half the way they did. It just makes a lot of sense to try to get that game going against the Carolina Panthers, especially after the way they just performed this last week. You want to get that run game going because it's going to be important. But when you're facing the Philadelphia Eagles, yeah, let them go a little bit more. Instead of 2nd and 8, you're running these little draw plays. Let's see what Jordan can do. Let him be the guy that you know he can be and the guy that you talk about him being in your press conferences. I think you have to start trending in that direction. Chewy said it all of last year. I think Matt LaFleur wants to be a pass-first guy. If that's true, they should start trending in that direction over the final 10 games.
Reaction rolling in on the Carbless Talk and text line. Alan in the 414 says, way too early to talk MVP. After Thanksgiving is when this talk should start. And Richard in the 262 saying, Jordan Love MVP this year, no, but next year, maybe. And then I think that Jeremy's point here is very interesting in the 920. I think we need to hold off on saying that Love is doing better protecting the football. The one pass, quote unquote, while under pressure was heaved to Kraft and landed in his hands. Had the defender been paying any attention at all, that floater ball could have easily been picked off. So now we're doing the ifs and buts, candy and nuts thing, Gabe.
That was a calculated risk. That it wasn't a 50-50 ball. When Tucker Kraft is out there against the defensive back, I think Jordan Love knows, I think Tucker Kraft knows, that pass is either going to be incomplete or Tucker Kraft is coming away with it. And guess what? Tucker Kraft came away with it. Sometimes you got to put the ball up and let your guy go make a play. And that's exactly what Jordan Love did in that situation. He evaluated that side of the field. So, hey, there's only 2 guys over there. If I throw this ball, even with some air underneath it, 1 of 2 guys, and I love the guy that I've got over there. I feel really confident in Tucker Kraft being able to go make a play. And that's what he did. He made the calculated assumption that Tucker Kraft is one of the best tight ends in football. He's going to go make a play for me.
Keep getting us your reaction on the conversation. Again, Jordan Love in the MVP conversation. This is not a product of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy's imagination. This is conversations that are taking place outside of this studio. We are reacting to it this morning on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Something exciting is happening at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you will find the studio, kitchen, and cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, and linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. Flavors and drinks for every mood. The studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social at the studio, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. That's St. Kate the Arts Hotel at the studio. Sounds like we got some good news for you folks out there. We'll tell you all about it right after this.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94, we've got delays from about 20th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard, so you want to be careful with that. On the eastbound side, we got backups from 92nd Street all the way to Holly Road, and again through the Stadium Interchange. 43 southbound just starting to get a bit heavy from just before Good Hope Road towards Bender Road, and 41 southbound, a heavy ride from the county line to Good Hope Road and Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, breezy, a high of 55. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a low of 46. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack Essential Everyday Spring Water, $3.99. 15 to 150 count selected varieties solo cups, plates, or bowls, $3.99. 13 to 22 ounce selected varieties Farm Rich appetizers, $5.49. 14 to 16 ounce selected varieties Daisy Dips, sour cream, or cottage cheese, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh. Oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
We all have someone we know or love that has been affected by some form of cancer.
No matter how well you love and support them and try to be there for them, you can never really know what a person is feeling after hearing the words, "You have breast cancer."
Only another person that has been through this experience can really understand what it feels like.
ABCD, After Breast Cancer Diagnosis, is a Milwaukee-based organization known around the world.
When someone calls ABCD, they are matched with a mentor who is a breast cancer survivor of similar age and has the same type of breast cancer who can provide hope when people need it the most.
Kessler's is excited to announce that we've designed 3 new Hope pendants to honor breast cancer patients, survivors, thrivers, and caregivers.
100% of the net proceeds, along with an additional donation from Kessler's, will support ABCD when you purchase the symbol of hope.
You can find a link with more information about ABCD, along with all 3 modern designs starting at just $75 in sterling silver and $598 in gold, online at KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How much will Angie let you grow a beard?
I would say for 3 months I have to keep a beard if I lose.
Okay, and Angie would allow you to have a beard for 3 months.
She doesn't run my life. Drop that.
Yeah, how do you?
On 94.5 ESPN.
From the biggest place on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes, no more, no less. It's Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Here are the high-flying dunks from Giannis, the deep threes from Miles Turner, the great blocks from Miles Turner. Catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now, bucks.com/plus, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When Matt LaFleur spoke yesterday, he handed out flowers. He gave props to several of the defensive guys. We talked about this yesterday on the show. The 2 guys who really stood out in his mind were Quay Walker and Carrington Valentine. Quay Walker, in part, not just because of the way he played, but the way he reacted, nay, did not react when DK Metcalf stuck his fingers into his face mask and then grabbed him by the face mask. A younger, more immature Quay Walker might have reacted to that. He did not. Matt LaFleur praising him for that. And then Carrington Valentine, who we talked about yesterday, goes into the game. Nate Hobbs does not play significant snaps. Carrington Valentine holds his own. Matt LaFleur giving him credit for that as well. Do we have Chewy back?
I'm back.
And you're clear? And you're good?
Yeah, I fixed it.
How disappointed are you that you fixed it?
I'm fine. It's more my wife.
It's a catch-22 because on one hand he's like, you guys thought I couldn't do it, but I did it. On the other hand, now he has to hang with us for the next hour and a half.
I did like we used to do the TV back in the old days. Just pound on the thing, and then it started working.
Smacked it on the side a couple of times.
Yeah.
Got some tinfoil out. Adjusted the bunny
the
ears.
rabbit ears. Yeah.
Well, this makes me happy. Something that might not make Packers fans happy is that yesterday there was movement in the league. The Tennessee Titans traded cornerback Roger McCreary to the Los Angeles Rams. Tennessee is sort of an afterthought. They stink. But the challenge, of course, is that the Green Bay Packers might also need cornerbacks. And in that situation with the Tennessee Titans, they took Micah Robinson off the Green Bay Packers practice squad. Second time this year the Titans have picked up a Packers player. And Gabe, as we sit here and point to the deficiencies, the areas of concern for the Green Bay Packers, the cornerback space has been discussed. It has come up. Are you worried at all that this will affect the Packers long term?
No. I mean, if Micah Robinson was somebody that they truly believed in, he'd be on the roster. Bo Melton is on the roster right now. Guy who hasn't played cornerback ever in his NFL career. So I know that people, oh man, I thought he could be. I mean, if we do this all the time with guys that are 7th-round picks for the Packers, and maybe get a cup of coffee or on the practice squad. I always use the example of Charles Johnson, who was a wide receiver 10, 15 years ago at this point, where everybody thought he could be a big difference maker, and he went, I think, to the Vikings and lasted like 5 games. All right, like if Micah Robinson was going to be a huge difference maker, the Packers would have made sure he was on the 53, especially when they had open 53-man roster spots. So while he could have been an interesting guy that maybe they could have developed, if he was truly going to be a difference maker for the Packers, especially at a position that they need, they would have found a way to keep him on the 53.
I got to tell you, Chu, though, the phrase bird in the hand versus two in the bush comes to mind here. Because now they don't have a cornerback on the practice squad, the Green Bay Packers. So even if you might not have thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread, at least you had a body if you do end up in a situation where you need them. Are you concerned at all about them losing a guy on the practice squad and still this being the position that we're most concerned about?
Yes, because then they're going to kind of replace the practice squad. And I believe that he's going to trade for a corner. Look, this is what the Rams are doing, right? And the Rams kind of have a history of they value a trade more than they do draft picks. But I think Goody's kind of has to keep up with the Joneses here because it could be a disaster. And I wanted to ask Jason, and you guys tell me what you think. Do you think Nate Hobbs is in timeout, or do you think they've moved on? Because he's been terrible.
I don't think that they've moved on. I think it's timeout. They paid him too much money, Chew. They're stuck with him for the next year and a half. It's basically a 2-year deal that he signed. I know it was 4 years, but the way that the Packers like to structure things, it's basically a 2-year deal before they can get out of it. I'm guessing that Nate Hobbs is going to have opportunities. And LaFleur said yesterday that, hey, it's going to be a competition. It's going to be a competition. Those guys are competing for snaps, and he threw Keyshawn Nixon's name in there as well. So Valentine, Hobbs, Nixon, all competing for snaps from here on out.
But why wouldn't you, these next two, against Pittsburgh and against Carolina, why wouldn't you play him a bunch because they're very average receiving corps to maybe try and get him some confidence? I mean, you're not going to throw him in there against Philly. I mean, if he plays another 4 down, what happens if, let's just say, Valentine or Keisha gets a little dinged up, turns an ankle? Then you're going to throw. Is he the next man up?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, you don't have to go out and get a number one. You just need to get someone that can play. Break glass in case of emergency. I don't even know if this guy can play.
I also don't know if you can find somebody out there that can actually play.
Well, trading, I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying in trading. So this Roger McCreary guy, according to NFL Next Gen Stats, when you take a look at some of those numbers, he's slightly worse than league average. So he's just like an average. He's just a dude, right? He's just a guy.
Well,
but where does Nate Hobbs rank? I know we've talked about that.
I mean, he's probably down there, but at the same time, you know that Nate Hobbs can play at least the slot position. I'm guessing that, this is not the last we've seen of Nate Hobbs. And Chewy, as far as the Steelers game goes, like Carrington Valentine's playing well. Why would you take him out?
No, I know. I'm just saying break glass in case of emergency, in case one of these guys get dinged up. And I'd be wondering if they're, and we wouldn't know because they kicked the reporters out, if they're experimenting maybe with Bullard at corner and then put Hobbs in the slot.
I can't imagine.
I'm saying break glass in case of emergency.
I can't
I'd rather
imagine
see
they're
Bo
pulling
Melton
Bullard
out there,
to the
actually.
outside. I can't imagine they're putting Bullard to the outside.
No.
Like if there was an injury to, it would be more likely he would shift back to safety, and that would open up a spot for Hobbs if McKinney or Evan Williams got hurt.
It is so incredibly hard to play a position your whole life and then go to another position and be expected to play, get thrown into the fire.
Well, which would you rather have, Chew? Would you rather have Bullard move from safety to cornerback, or would you rather have Bo Melton, who's made the move from receiver to cornerback? Which guy do you think has a better chance of success?
God, I don't know. I just, Bo Melton and man would scare the hell out of me. You'd have to play a ton of zone, which they play a lot of zone already. But in instances where you would have to play man, hold your left one and your right one and the middle one.
Wait, you got 3?
Some people do, Gabe. I'm back.
Yeah.
You guys want me to go away again?
You were the one who said this was good news, Jen.
Yeah.
You teased this as good news.
Kind of on you.
Before he started talking about triple testicles over here.
What did you expect?
800-990-3776. We are talking about the cornerback position. Yesterday there was a move made. Tennessee Titans, Los Angeles Rams, and of course the Packers were in the mix. Now I guess this detail that I am seeing here on the Acme Packing Company is, due to NFL rules, Robinson must be a member of the Titans 53-man roster for the next 3 weeks, but then they can choose whether or not they want to hold on to him, and if they release him, the Packers could add him back to their practice squad. Again, we are talking about in a situation where we think that the position is already thin. Chewy, you mentioned it. If there is an injury, if all of a sudden you need to go down on your depth chart, right? Nate Hobbs is the obvious next choice, but he has shown that he is not performing well in those situations. What does it look like after him? This is just a little bit of the backlog at the cornerback position. Chewy still believes that the Packers will go out and get a cornerback before the trade deadline. I was looking yesterday, guys. Slim pickings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because cornerback is an incredibly hard position to play. Mm-hmm. And when you have good ones, even if you think you just have a decent third defensive back at cornerback, you're going to hold on to them because those are just so incredibly hard to find. And that's why I am one that is a little, I guess, dubious that the Packers are going to go out and trade for one because, A, we know Goody loves his draft picks. B, you have to find one that's actually worth trading for. The Packers go, yeah, that's worth giving up a draft pick. And the trade yesterday was pretty creative, the way they did the conditional picks and kind of pick swaps and all that sort of thing for pretty much an average player. And I just don't know if Goody looks at that and goes, yeah, we think that if we continue to develop some of these guys, they can be just as good and we can hold on to draft picks.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to develop, though, in the middle of the season because the practice time gets easier and shorter because guys are banged up. So what you're saying is you guys wouldn't overpay because there's going to be like
if there's a good enough
there's probably
too,
6 teams. There's probably 6 teams, Gabe, that are going to start dumping because their season's over with. That's why I'm saying maybe package it with Wicks to lessen the blow of losing the draft pick. You see, but you still have to guard that position because it's scary.
Well, and I'm looking around
and
the
you know
league.
what, guys? You know what, Jen? If this was linebackers, if it was a position that really isn't as important, I wouldn't be worried. But cornerback is one of the most important positions on the team that you kind of have to protect. You need some insurance. That's all I'm saying.
Chef Ed weighing in on the Carbless Talk and text line, asking about Jair Alexander and then reminding us that he is done for the season. I didn't even realize that update on Jair Alexander. So, and then I'm looking around the league, guys, and you got Pat Surtain, II, who's expected to miss multiple weeks with a pectoral strain. Quinyon Mitchell for the Eagles, who suffered a hamstring injury earlier this month. Terrion Arnold, who's dealing with a shoulder injury. I mean, teams are struggling at that position as far as losing some of their best players. I don't know that they all would be in the market for a cornerback, but that certainly changes the dynamic of what is available out there. And you can't run the risk of any of those teams having a season-ending injury, and again, I'm not saying any of these are right now, but having a season-ending injury and then them going out and grabbing a cornerback that you might be interested in. That is all part of the game. It's all part of the dynamic that you have to follow. And so to your point, Chu, there are a lot of teams out there who are going to be paying attention to the cornerback market. We have to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We have news about Jason Wilde. He will join the program, give us the latest on the green and gold. That's going to be in the second hour of the show. For now, we'll take a break. Be right back after this. But guys, when I need to get anywhere on time and in style, I use AccuTrans Group, my trusted ride during my travels in the fall and our preferred transportation for Green Bay game day. At Good Karma Brands, we rely on AccuTrans Group because they know how to handle everything from corporate travel to conventions to private events and tailgate. They'll learn your preferences, they're always on time, and they make booking simple. A veteran-owned, available 24/7, and deliver a fast, first-class experience every single time. You should use AccuTrans because they will get you there in style. Check them out at AccuTransGroup.com. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Muskego senior running back Jackson Nemec. In a rivalry showdown with Mukwonago, Nemec scored 4 first-half touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 on a 46-yard catch and run, and 1 on a punt return to give Muskego a 35-0 lead at the break. The Warriors would go on to win 38-21, clinching an outright Classic 8 conference title for the first time since 2022. That monster night only adds to a dominant senior campaign. Coming into Week 9, Nemec was averaging nearly 11 yards per carry on just 65 attempts with 8 touchdowns on the ground, and has emerged as the team's leading receiver as well. Nemec's terrific season thus far has garnered the attention of Division I football programs. Congratulations to Muskego's Jackson Nemec, this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Craving that crispy, cheesy, thick Detroit-style pizza? Well, now you got it with Screamin' Sicilian. Screamin' Sicilian delivers the crunch, the gooey cheese pull, and that light, airy crust that you love, all baked in its own pan for those crave-worthy caramelized edges straight from your home oven. You got the cheese, the pepperoni, multi-meat, or supreme. It's like dining out, but without the hefty bill. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian, Detroit-style, thick, crispy, unapologetically screamin'.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And then you have Raj, who I didn't think he just didn't have the body type of a right tackle.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. Who the hell are you talking about?
What's his name? Yash.
Raj?
I was thinking, okay,
who's Raj? You tell us, buddy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I've told you guys about my closet, and I know you're thinking, Jen, what do we need to know about your closet? Well, you need to know who made it happen for me, and that's Closets by Designs. I've talked about how I would walk into the space, and it was completely overwhelming, caused anxiety, because I had too much stuff and not enough space to put it in. And Closets by Design heard my problem, and they said, we can make this work for you, Jen. The personal attention is what really stood out. They took the time to understand exactly what I needed, showed me the options, and made sure everything fit in my space. And I gotta tell you, it no longer causes me anxiety to go pick out an outfit for the show on Saturday mornings. Even though they're a national brand, Doug and his team are in southeastern Wisconsin, based right in Mequon. They've got a showroom that you can visit. If you are ready to get organized, call Closets by Design in Mequon and tell them Jen sent you. I know this will come as a shock to no one, but I have to travel this week. And,
where you go?
Thank you, Chew. Where you go? So I was telling Gabe this yesterday. I have to do an interview with the BYU quarterback. Since we are doing the show, College Game Day, in Utah this week, I thought, hey, it's a great opportunity to do the old double up. Go to BYU, which is 45 minutes from Utah, University of Utah, and I would be able to double up on Friday. Go chat with Bear. His name is Bear, on Friday, and then go do the show on Saturday. Well, that's not how it's working, ladies and gentlemen. I got to go to Utah tomorrow, and then I got to go to Utah again on Friday. And while I'm making my way to the great state of Utah, I'm going to keep this article that Joshy threw into the show sheet in mind, which is the best airport snacks ranked by popularity. You guys think you could guess the best airport snacks?
Yeah.
Really? I know you do your own fair share of traveling, sir.
Mm-hmm. It's not mine, but I know a couple people where...
Are you told what you can snack on when you go to the airport?
No.
Are you able to walk over to Hudson News and grab whatever you want?
My wife knows the only thing I want to nibble on the plane are combos. Combos are so underrated.
Yes.
So underrated.
Yes.
What you get the pizza combos, that'll change
pretzel,
your life.
Pizzeria pretzel's the best one to go. Yes.
Yeah, that is very good.
I have never felt closer to you, big guy.
That is very good. But your point about them being underrated is well stated, because they are not on the top 10 list of airport snacks by popularity. This is the top 10 U.S. airport snacks. Gabe, you got a guess?
I mean, it's got to be something like pretty simple, right? Like, I feel like people aren't going to be chowing down, like a granola bar or something like that. You're going through, you just see like a Kind bar or something, grab that, give you a little sustenance.
Turns out people are not trying to be healthy walking through the airport. All
right, here you go.
But that is not on the list.
This is a lock. Popcorn.
Popcorn's a good one. Good answer.
Well, maybe
good answer.
If you're at O'Hare and you're swinging by Garrett's and you grab a little Chicago mix, it is not on the list, popcorn, of the top 10 U.S. airport snacks.
What about like Chex Mix? Is Chex Mix up there? Chex Mix or Gardettos?
You guys are really struggling this morning. Neither of those are on the U.S. top 10 airport snacks. Pretzels also not on the list.
Yeah, because you know you're going to get pretzels on the airplane, so you don't have to
buy them if they're free.
It's a good mix of candy and snacks, if we're being honest. Candy, but I will tell you, not a single healthy one on there. Not a single. What did I just say?
Trail mix has candy in it.
Yeah, some of trail mix is basically candy.
The ones that have M&Ms, I can't imagine are actually, healthy.
No. None of those are on the list. Do you want me to start telling you from 10 up and see if you guys get an idea of what we're dealing with here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes,
Number
please.
10 is gummy bears.
See,
Terrible.
gummy bears are, to me, that's too big of a risk, especially if you get the sugar-free
They're fine, Joshy, in a certain form. That's it.
Nah, I see what you're saying.
Josh,
It took you way too long
The
to
list
figure
is
that out.
referencing Haribo, I believe specifically.
Is it Haribo? Haribo? I don't know. But yeah.
They got a big
What is
factory
that?
down in Kenosha. That's all I know.
Number 9 on the list is Cool Ranch Doritos. Number 9 on the
That
list.
one feels customary.
Yeah, standard.
It's like the most popular chip.
Number 8 is Welch's Fruit Snacks. And I know what you're saying out there, Jen. You said there is nothing healthy on this list. I'd like for you to take a gander at the ingredients of a Welch's Fruit Snacks
They're
and tell me.
basically gummy bears.
Exactly.
Is there a reason they taste so good? Is it the amount of sugar?
Not even a little bit healthy. Number 7 on the list is Dunkin' Donuts.
what?
So
Donuts?
if there's a donut spot, if there's a Dunkin',
Yeah,
that's,
I think that's just...
that
you're
might be
there-
a breakfast thing, too.
Yeah, you're there early, you stop by Dunkin', grab a donut and a coffee, and then you're on your gate.
Is that because the line at Starbucks is way too long?
Yes.
Miles long.
Remember, you can
It is
order
5:30
ahead.
in the morning.
You can order
How is
ahead
this
at
that long?
Starbucks so that it's ready for you as you walk through security. That is an airport hack. Number 6 on the list is Sour Patch Kids.
Okay.
Now,
So all of the gummy bastes have basically been taken off the list. Unless you tell me like the gummy worms are on there.
there's no more gummies, but there is a chewy candy on the list. Just keep that in mind. All right, so I've given you guys 10 through 6.
Starburst?
Yeah.
No.
Fruit roll-up?
No.
Roll up.
Can you guys get, there are
I haven't had a
5
fruit roll-up
left
since
on the
God
list.
was a boy.
I just want you to think
I
of
used to love those
popular
things.
snacks now, okay? I got 2
Cheetos?
Cheetos are on the
Oh,
list.
okay.
There you
Attaboy.
go, Chew. There you go. Now we're rolling. Cheetos.
See, I don't want Cheetos in the airport. Cheetos,
I don't
'cause
either.
then you
Your
get, you
hands
the,
get way
yeah,
too
you
messy.
get the
I
dust on
agree.
your fingers. I don't
Yeah.
want that at the airport.
So to me, this is part of the airport being that lawless terrain, right? So like the lawlessness is where I'm seeing the Dunkin' Donut come in as a snack, the Cheetos coming in as a snack, right? Because all bets are off when you're at the airport. Cheetos are on the list twice. You got the Flamin' Hot and you got the Puffs, number 4 and number 3 respectively.
Wait, so they don't even have the best Cheeto on the list? Just the regular Crunchy? The Crunchy's better than the Puff. Tenfold.
Is it?
The puff gets stuck in your teeth.
No, Puff is terrible.
Are you not a Puff fan?
Not
God,
particularly.
those
I
cheese
love the
balls that
Puffs.
you can get, you come in the big container and you just pop, 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 pop. I don't buy them because they're dangerous. I will polish off a bucket by myself. So I try to have a little bit of restraint at the grocery
How
store.
about nuts?
No.
No nuts?
No. I know.
Really?
For you, triple testes over there,
Yeah.
I know that's a disappointment. Twizzlers are on the list. Twizzlers number
Idiot.
5 on the list.
People are buying
Licorice?
Twizzlers still?
Licorice is disgusting.
Apparently.
More than they're buying trail mix?
There's 2 left on the list, guys. This has been an abject failure across the board.
Yeah.
We got 2 left. One is a cookie, one of my favorite cookies in
Well,
the
I
entire
mean, there's
world.
only one cookie that's readily available. That's the Oreo.
Macadamia nut.
What the hell?
Nah, terrible.
The macadamia nuts?
nuts.
You're walking into Hudson News and then just, hey, I'll take one
Those are
macadamia
the
nut
best.
cookie, please. Well, yeah, but they're not
Yes.
available at the airports. You're not going to Subway.
be.
What are we doing?
What if you're going to Hawaii?
goodness. One snack left, and I will tell you this. When I've been at the airport, as I mentioned, which is frequently, there is an entire wall dedicated to this snack. You got the jalapeno, you got the sea salt, you got the teriyaki, you got the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, all of the
Oh, beef
flavors
jerky.
of there it is.
Beef jerky's a sneaky one. I don't want somebody on the plane having.
Nope.
Stinky.
Strong. Stinky.
But if they're walking through
That's a
the
terrible
airport,
list.
that's okay, right? The thing about beef jerky is they have done an exceptional job of marketing themselves as a protein snack. Again, so you're thinking like, oh, if I'm going to make a healthy choice, maybe I'll, again, beef jerky not healthy. Like just not. It's fine, but it's not like the sodium levels Make sure you grab a water when you grab your beef jerky, gang. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. So the list was Gummy Bears, Cool Ranch Doritos, Welch's Fruit Snacks, Dunkin' Donuts, Sour Patch Kids, Twizzlers, Cheetos Flamin' Hot, Cheetos Puffs, Jack Link's beef jerky. I guess Jack Link's got the nod there. And the old Oreo, the best cookie in the history of cookies.
Yeah, Oreo might be the only thing on that list I feel like I've actually gotten.
I know. No, but you get schmeg in the teeth. It's the equivalent to the Cheetos on the finger.
Yeah, but but that's easy.
You just take it
because if you're getting food, you're getting water, right? So if the Oreo's messy in your teeth, you just take a swig of water and you wash it down. It's fine.
Glurge it. All right.
Glurge.
Okay.
The great thing about the word glurge is I can picture it immediately. There's no question about how you're downing that water when you say the word glurge.
A gallon of milk. You just grab it and you glurge it.
Ryan from Aguadago says, so they polled 10-year-olds, I see.
Yes, that's what it feels like.
It's a strange list. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Again, I don't travel the way you do, Jen, but when's the last time you saw somebody with Twizzlers?
Again, the Twizzlers got a hell of a selection as well.
Well, you've seen them available. This doesn't mean somebody's buying them.
All right, here's what I'll do this tomorrow. I'll pay attention to what people are picking up at the old Hudson News for snacks at the airport. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on after this.
Okay.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have a few accidents to deal with right now. Northbound 894, right just north of the Hale interchange, we do have the left lane blocked, meaning we've got backups all the way back into the Hale interchange from the Rock Freeway northbound to eastbound or westbound 894 from Loomis all the way to that point. So give yourself that extra time. We also have this other accident, westbound 94, right at the ramp from Moreland Road. The left shoulder is blocked. Just heavy volume, though, heading through that, coming from just before the Zoo interchange. And then we've also got a crash on 94 eastbound, just past Highway J. The left shoulder is blocked as well. So that's going to be showing some delays pretty much from Highway 16 to that point. Give yourself that extra time. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy skies, breezy, a high of 55. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a low of 46. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in a bird bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered with fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel. Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I got lazy. I didn't look. I clicked on view photos. And, of course, the Joker pops up. You've been busted. My fault. Totally.
She thinks I'm a nice guy. Women always think I'm nice, but women don't want nice. Why is nice bad? What kind of a sick society are we living in when nice is bad?
IT department, stop being nice. You're the cop of the station, right? I don't need a nice, warm, fuzzy email.
What's that smell? What are you wearing? A little cologne.
Manly.
Monica wants me to wear it.
So why didn't you say no?
I'm too nice. She wants me to take an IQ test.
It's because you're stupid enough to wear the cologne.
It's like I got pulled over by a cop for doing 10 over and the cop is super, super nice, and he writes me a ticket for $250. Be the Jag. You're a Jag. You're a Jag department. What you do is a little nefarious. I'm a little sick of it.
Yeah, and he's going to find out I'm a moron. You know, people think I'm smart, but I'm not smart.
Who thinks you're smart?
I'm not going to break 100 on this thing.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Take a little break from the green and gold. We will get to Jason Wilde in about 10 minutes, so stick around for that conversation. But we want to go to the Wisconsin Badgers, who are 2-6, and there looks like there's no light at the end of this tunnel. So the Badgers were playing Oregon this weekend. I'm sure you guys caught at least the score of that one. It was 21-7. Yay! Touchdown! After having back-to-back games where they were held scoreless. And during the broadcast, national broadcaster Tim Brando, FS1, talked about the narrative that is out there about Luke Fickell and his relationships with alumni and his relationship with high school coaches and sort of all of those things that are certainly important to building a brand, building a program, but maybe have been overlooked according to some reports and some comments. I want to hear from, and Joshy, I know you have the Tim Brando sound. You're efforting it back there, right? Efforting.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. Tim Brando made it disappear.
FS1 made it disappear because they weren't necessarily proud of what Tim Brando had said on the broadcast.
So, Gabe, give me the summary of what Tim Brando said on the broadcast this weekend when he was talking about the Wisconsin Badgers, who, by the way, were mired in being wholly outperformed by and again, it was a rainy day. It was a sloppy game. It wasn't, your typical Oregon Ducks just putting up like 40 or 50 on you. But nonetheless, the Badgers lost that game. What was the gist of what Brando? Oh, just kidding. Let's hear from Tim Brando.
At all. The noise is out there. And they've been banging on the doors at Camp Randall. A lot of no-shows for home games, and he's aware of it. I mean, it's something that he has mentioned more than just a couple of times this week. And with all these podcasters out there now that want to say, well, the relationships with high school coaches just isn't there anymore. How much do they really, really know? Probably not much at all.
Okay, so the podcasters, quote unquote, in reference there is our very own Brad Nortman, who is, of course, on the afternoon. Kyle Preston Nortman, you can hear him right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Brad, of course, is a former Badger. Brad lives in the state of Wisconsin. Brad has contacts and connections to people who are associated with this program. This is not some random kid sitting in his basement. He's a fan of the Badgers, and he's just pontificating randomly about what might be causing problems for the Badgers organization. So that is first and foremost. Gabe, your reaction to Tim Brando's criticism of the noise, quote unquote, that is out there surrounding this organization.
So it's just kind of fun because he mentions, Fickell hears it. This wasn't just Tim Brando stumbling somehow across the clip that was posted from KBN last week. This is clearly a conversation they had in a production meeting because he mentions, clearly Luke Fickell, he's heard all this. He's well aware of it. And then decides to try to discredit. And again, this is what Luke Fickell did with a Kalen Kaler report from ESPN that he was not letting scouts in. He denied that report, even though apparently he's lying about that. Everybody knows he's lying about it because coaches lie. It's what they do. He stepped up to the podium, said that report wasn't true, even though apparently everybody in the college space knows that it is true, that Wisconsin is not letting scouts into their practices. So him going to Tim Brando and complaining about this in hopes that Brando is going to talk about it on the broadcast, that's just embarrassing. Because guess who else this noise is coming from? Barry bleeping Alvarez. If you listen to the Barry Alvarez clips from a couple of weeks ago, Barry was talking about going out into the state, pressing flesh, meeting people within the state of Wisconsin. And I don't think Barry's making that up either. I don't think Coach Alvarez is going, I wonder if Barry's not mentioning that on his show that he does Monday nights on ESPN Madison unless there's a reason to bring that up. So to try to discredit anybody else out there who wonders if the relationships are there with the state of Wisconsin, you're not just going after our guy, who is an alum, and also mentioned, by the way, the alums feel like they're alienated, and this only goes further proof of that point that Brad made. But then you're not just calling out Brad, you're calling out Barry Alvarez, the man who built the program that you have just so thoroughly destroyed.
Yeah, he screwed up. He screwed up when he went to the air raid offense because look, Wisconsin has homegrown, grinded out offensive linemen here, okay? That's what they have. Wisconsin is known for that.
True. Who are the best players that they've put through into the NFL? Offensive linemen from this state.
Yeah,
we've got
guys.
one of them that follows us here in Mark Tauscher. we've got the Hall of Famer
Joe Thomas.
And Joe Thomas. Like, there are so many Wisconsin offensive linemen in the NFL, it's not even funny. And you decided that you didn't want to recruit them.
Well, he went to the air raid, which you recruit a different kind of offensive lineman, a more athletic, where you kind of get away from the road grader Wisconsin guys, which was stupid because you had the homegrown talent. Because you saw offensive linemen now in the state start going to Michigan, to Penn State, to other schools, and I don't know what he was thinking. What do you think you're going to get 5-star receiver to run an air raid offense out of Texas, California, and Florida? So that's a stupid thing. He should have, and he went back to it. He's back to it now. Like, okay, pro-style offense, they don't do it very well because they have no talent. But that was his first mistake. But Brando,
So to me, this is
we all have tentacles. We all have tentacles, right? And I hear things. I hear things that the attention to detail is a joke. The people, they have what they have. They have invite-only camps where the kids have to pay to go to them, but it's talented kids. This is how my son Dylan at Michigan State went to one of these camps and was offered a scholarship after going to that camp. So I know people that go to these camps and go, the talent they have here is a joke. Who are they recruiting? It's a joke. The attention to detail isn't there. And to me, I don't know, it just feels like a money grab by Fickell because he didn't want to put the work in. And then how do you address, what does this say about Wisconsin? They fire James Franklin at Penn State. They fire Napier at Florida. They fire Kelly at LSU, right, who have done far better than Fickell has. Is Wisconsin a real program?
Well, Chris McIntosh did come out last week with a letter of support of Fickell. The rumor is that he, of course, wants to keep him. There's a couple of things at play here, and I want to try to dive into them as well. There's nothing tougher than parachuting into a program, which these national broadcasters do. They've got their depth chart, they've got their sheets, they've got all their information. To your point, Gabe, they have production meetings.
Which Tim Brando couldn't even get all of that information correct.
Like what?
He said a running back was out for the year, who is not out for the year for Wisconsin on the broadcast, and said that Danny O'Neill is injured. He is not injured. So Tim Brando, very good at keeping his information straight.
So you parachute in, and that's already tough enough, and then you're trying to glean as much information as possible, and you rely on those production meetings, to your point, Gabe, to get sort of the narratives, to get sort of the feel of, the vibe of the program, because you can't get that from reading a depth chart. You can't get that from looking at box scores. So that's why you have those meetings. Obviously, it came up in the meeting. Obviously, Tim Brando thought that he should carry water for the program and maybe defend Luke Fickell, which was very nice of him. But this is a classic case of trying to help and doing more harm. Because the problem is that the quote-unquote podcasters actually have their thumb on the pulse of the program. And a guy like Brad Nortman, who we have mentioned is an alum, who lives in the state, who has connections and contacts with people who are still involved in the program, he probably knows more than the national broadcaster parachuting in. And so it seemed like a fight that Brando shouldn't have taken on. There should have been a realization of, man, things are real ugly. Things are real bad right now in Madison. Things are bad at Camp Randall. Let's just stick to the X's and O's. Let's just stick to what's happening on the field. Let's not dive into. But unfortunately, when you have a lopsided affair, Gabe, and you know this because you've called games before, you get stuck. you get stuck having to fill airtime, and that's when you sort of go to the well and you go and you start digging on
But
things
he did this
that
in
maybe
the second quarter. There's still plenty of time left. Like, this was an actual competitive game still in the second.
Well, that's a very good point.
Much to the surprise of everybody that this was still a competitive game in the second quarter.
Again, thank you, Mother Nature.
When he decided to carry water for Luke Fickell.
I don't. Go ahead, Gabe.
It's disappointing that Fickell would bring this up, and obviously bothers him. And he trying to discount and these are just broadcasters. They don't know what they're talking about. When again, the broadcaster's Brad Nortman, who played in this program, lives in the community, has connections in the high school game. Like, trying to me, that just disqualifies Luke Fickell. Like, the product on the field hasn't been good. And right now, if I'm taking all the context that's out there at the University of Wisconsin, Chris McIntosh wants Fickell to be the guy. And with that letter that you mentioned, Jen, we're going to put more money into this. Where they're getting that money is anybody's guess, but they're going to put more money into the program, and then that's going to make Luke Fickell better. To me, Luke Fickell has improved that he deserves to get that more money because he hasn't made the connections with Wisconsin high school coaches. He hasn't made the connections to the alumni. And when somebody wants to criticize him for something that he clearly has not done, that again, Barry Alvarez has also criticized him for, he wants to go to Tim Brando to try to discount it. Like, you haven't earned the right to get that more money that Wisconsin wants to put into this program. Like, it's one thing to lose on the football field. It's another to not do all the other little things that make me think you can turn the program around because you haven't put in the work. That part is painfully obvious.
McIntosh is going to go down with the ship because no one blames him for hiring him.
Nope.
Okay? Because Fickell was the hot guy at the time, and there were probably 10 schools that would hire him. Okay?
And
this thing is, how are you going to recruit? What recruit is going to go, hey, we're bringing Fickell back for one more year, right? What recruits are they going to go, oh, yeah, he's going to turn it around? They're going to go, I ain't going there. That guy's getting, if he ain't getting canned this year, he's getting canned the next year.
Well, I'll take it one step further, Chu. You mentioned the coaching carousel and how many positions are open there.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that Wisconsin ranks near the bottom of those options for the hot coaches out there. So you're not getting, and I know that Lane Kiffin's name has been mentioned for Florida and maybe LSU. You're not going to get a great candidate of the caliber that you had where Fickell landed during that coaching carousel. You're not getting somebody of that caliber, of that ilk this time around if you move on from Fickell. Man, they are in between a rock and a hard place right now, and it is their own doing. And that is what is crazy about where the Wisconsin Badgers have fallen in such a short amount of time.
And again, I don't think anybody blames Chris McIntosh for keeping Fickell around even this year. Okay, 2 years. Last year, you ended the bowl streak. All right, let's see if you can turn it around. Well, the answer is no, they can't turn it around.
It got worse.
It got worse. So I don't even blame them for not even firing Fickell last year. Like, as disappointing as last year was not going to a bowl game, I get bringing him back this year. They bring him back for year 4, and you think the no-shows are bad this year? Can you imagine how empty Camp Randall Stadium is going to be next year?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this is the bet that they've made.
It is a frustrating situation, to be sure, if you're a fan of the Wisconsin Badgers. We got to take a break. We have Jason Wilde coming up next to talk green and gold. We've enjoyed having Professional Construction Inc. help us with our home projects. As you might know, we're not the most handy people. We can handle our own on some things. But for the big things, for the important things, we always call our friends over at PCI. Why? Because Mike and Michelle operate a family-owned company. That's important to us. But it is also important that they do exceptional work week in and week out on all of your projects. And if you are interested in maybe building a new home or you've got a remodel that you're scheduling, can you consider PCI? Because you should. They will do a great job on your project just like they did on ours, on our balcony, on our basement, on our siding. You name it, they've crushed it. ProfessionalConstructionInc.com is the website. Check them out at ProfessionalConstructionInc.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94, we have a crash as you're making your way towards Highway J in Waukesha County. We've got backups basically from Highway 16 to that point. Now, they are off on the left shoulder, so they're not in traffic at least. On the westbound side, we do have this crash on the left shoulder as well from about Moreland Road. So that's going to be backing things up out of the Zoo interchange to that point. Northbound 894, just north of the Hale interchange, we do still have the left lane blocked with a crash there, and that is, of course, backing things up all the way through the Hale in all directions. So eastbound slowing down from about 60th Street and northbound on the Rock Freeway coming in from Highway 100. We did have that earlier problem with some debris on 41 northbound. Looks like they may have cleared that up, so it may not be closing off any lanes at least. And then now we've got a broken down vehicle northbound 43 heading through the Marquette. So you want to be extra careful with that. It is out of traffic, though. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy skies, breezy, a high of 55. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a low of 46. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. That's why professional athletes choose Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. We can help you too. With the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes, you can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Whether you want to get back into the game or just get back to life, go where the pros go. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I just had my walk-in closet redesigned by Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing from the first consultation to the final install, and now I have a beautiful, organized space for all of my clothes. They really brought my vision to life. Locally owned with the backing of a trusted national brand, they deliver expert design with a personal touch. Get 40% off plus an extra 15% off, and take advantage of 18-month free financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. And don't forget to tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens. Anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Donate today and get a $100 Quick Trip gift card. Learn more at rawhide.org/donate.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Ready, down, hunt, 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 hunt. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde is brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. Exterior Pros, ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Century Foods. Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
never, I say, when it comes to getting Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Jason. How you doing today?
I'm sorry, guys. I talk to the girls all the time about let's not make unforced errors, right? Hey, there's going to be situations that come up that you have to deal with. Some of them are going to be difficult, but don't make any self-inflicted mistakes. So Packers playing Sunday Night Football. I stay up late writing, obviously. Don't get to bed till after 2.
Did you stay up for the World Series game?
Yes. What am I doing, man? What do I care who wins Game 3? What am I doing?
It was a hell of
a
game,
though. And I oversleep, and I forgot to set my alarm. And no, I'm sure it was a hell of a game. I would have liked to have seen how it ended, but I still fell asleep before it ended. And then I missed my segment.
You stayed up and then didn't even get to see the ending?
Yeah, what inning did it end up ending in?
18.
I think I made it through I think at 16th inning, I think I fell asleep at.
16? Oh, no.
Yes.
This is what's the double whammy thing that Chewy talks about when you have to pay and you trade? What is it? Do you call that the double whammy?
Yeah.
This is the double whammy. This is the Jason Wilde double whammy. You missed the end of the game that you stayed up for, and then you slept in and missed your hit here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Yeah, I'm the worst, Jerry. Yeah. Very fair.
I saw this and I found it interesting, and there's no other place to put it. But apparently, so there have been 2 18-inning games in World Series history. Brad Paisley
both at Chavez Ravine.
Brad Paisley sung the national anthem before both games.
Whoa, what a coincidence.
Wow.
Parallel universe type stuff.
So if Brad Paisley's singing the national anthem at a game you're at, buckle up.
Jinx. Jason, I want to talk about Jordan Love. We started the show this morning referencing some of the articles that are out there saying that Jordan Love should be firmly in the MVP conversation after his performance on Sunday. I think it was the best. Obviously, I know it was the best regular season performance that he has had. I think the only passer rating that was better was that game against Dallas in the postseason. But you had the maturity that he showed, the composure, the resolve, to say nothing of how that translated to the performance on the field. Do you think that Jordan Love deserves to be in the MVP conversation right now?
I don't think there's any question he deserves to be in the conversation. They're 5-1-1. They've got the best winning percentage in the NFC. He's played really well. And this is the thing that I keep going back to. And Gabe, I know we talked about it before. I have people getting mad at me for pointing out the interception in Cleveland and the way he handled the final 30 seconds of overtime in Dallas, where he throws that check down when he knows he can't throw the ball, in the field of play without any timeouts and all that other stuff. But the reason I bring those up is because look what he's done the last 3 games since, right? He makes the huge throw to Golden in the Cincinnati game, where he's running to his left and throws back kind of across his body as Golden is dragging toward the left sideline. He makes the throw to Tucker Kraft on 4th down in Arizona to set up the go-ahead touchdown. And then obviously the way he played with 20 consecutive completions and the throws he made against Pittsburgh, what he has done is he's taken 2 late-game mistakes and he's turned around and come through in late-game situations since. That, to me, is the mark of an MVP and a guy who's evolving into being one of those top-tier type players. Now, do I think he's there yet? No. But do I think there's reason to be really encouraged? Because I'll tell you this, when he was making those mistakes late in games, and Tausch has some shekels on him winning the MVP, him and Jesse put down a wager on that. Those are the things that people who don't win MVPs do, are those types of mistakes when the game is on the line. So the evolution that he is going through toward being that kind of player, absolutely he deserves to be in the conversation. I don't know if he's going to win it or not, but he certainly deserves to be in the conversation.
Jason, are they just getting the ball more to Tucker Kraft because he's getting open, or are they actually calling plays where he is the number one option? Because 19 targets in the last 2 weeks combined, I feel isn't a coincidence.
It's not. And LaFleur was asked that exact question, and he said it's both. It's both, right? I always love when they finish the sentence with right. we've got a couple assistants on the staff.
Chewy does it all the time.
You know, from a quoting standpoint, I'm never sure. Do I have to leave that in to accurately quote them? Because the word right is going to appear about 6 times in this paragraph. But it is both, right? He's getting open, and they're designing plays where he is the first option to get the ball. Now, I would also add that, and I asked LaFleur about this, and I wrote about it this morning. I do think that if you are spread it around, keep everybody involved guy, and you're also on the record saying we'd be crazy not to build our passing game around him, there's going to be some guys that are going to be frustrated. Now, again, I don't know enough about the kids these days to understand what everything means, but if you deactivate your Instagram account, if you scrub your social media, which is what Matthew Golden did, if you scrub your social media of Packers references, which is what Romeo Doubs did last year, I don't know if he ever restored those or not. Like, are those signals that you're unhappy? Are those, I don't know, maybe Golden just didn't want to deal with people, complaining about 3 catches for 4 yards, and I lost my fantasy football matchup because of you. But I do wonder, and that's why I asked LaFleur about it, how do you manage that? Like, you want to be able to say, oh, yeah, we're, this team, it's all for one and one for all, and we don't worry about that as long as we're winning. Well, it's not how it works. I've been in the locker room for too long. Guys that aren't getting their ops get frustrated and get irritated, even if you are winning. So I'll be curious to see how he navigates that, because both things are good things, right? Getting the ball to Tucker Kraft is a good thing. Keeping everyone involved to a varying degree is also a good thing. So how do you figure out how to do both those things without making it so it's a bad thing, where you're not getting Kraft the ball enough, or you're trying too hard to get guys involved, you're not succeeding, and now you've got some disgruntled would-be pass catchers. I'm eager to see how they handle that.
Jason, we're paying attention to the cornerback situation. I know that you are as well. We talked about some things that have happened in the league at that position. And Chewy said yesterday he believes that Brian Gutekunst will make a move and address cornerback. Do you think he will?
I don't know, man. If it's going to cost him a draft pick, he's already down 2 first-round picks. The one bad thing is that the Titans traded away one of the guys that was on the ESPN trade list of possibilities that Matt Bowen and somebody else put together. And then the Titans went and plucked Micah Robinson, the Packers' 7th-round pick, off their practice squad. So now one of their own in-house candidates is no longer on the roster either, or no longer with the team. And so I don't know who's out there. I'm reluctant to say that they're going to make a move that requires them to give up a pick. I suppose I love these new trades, by the way. And the Rasul Douglas trade a couple of years ago was one of the first ones like this, where you give up the player and you get a draft pick back, but you also give up a worse draft pick as part of the deal. Like, everyone, how many people have you heard say, well, at least they got a 3rd-round pick for Rasul Douglas?
Everyone.
Right? They didn't get a 3rd-round pick for Rasul Douglas. They got a 3rd-round pick for Rasul Douglas and a 5th-round pick. So they moved up 60 spots from wherever they were in the 5th round to where they ended up in the 3rd round. But they didn't get an extra pick. They did not pick an extra time in that draft when they gave up Rasul Douglas. And to me, that's great. If you're able to move up, great. But let's not paint it as something that it's not. And so if you're able to, do a little 6-7 trade where you give up a 7th and a player and get a 6th back, if you're, whoever's trading the corner to the Packers, that's a pretty good deal for them. Like, if it's a guy that they wanted to move on from anyway. But to me, if you're going to make a trade, if you're giving up a player who is a valuable asset to you, you better get more than just a move up or down the draft board.
Our conversations with Jason Wilde brought to you by Lakeland Supply. They're in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. ESPN.com. Jason, last year the Packers, after the Jordan Love injury, they pivoted their identity and who they were offensively. They became a run-first team, ended up running the ball 52% of the time last year. And Josh Jacobs ended up having a top 5 season in the history of the Green Bay Packers in terms of running backs go. This year, the run game not going well. And the way that Jordan Love played in that second half, do they have to change their identity once again and go back to a pass-first team, run things through Jordan and Tucker in hopes of opening up the running game?
Yeah, I think that if you believe that he is truly an MVP candidate, you're comfortable doing that. But that is not what Matt LaFleur wants. Matt, unlike Mike McCarthy before him, when Matt LaFleur talks about committing to the run game, he actually means it. He actually does believe in the value of it, as opposed to Mike, who just, God bless him, he just loved to throw it around the yard. And he had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks while he was doing it, so who could blame him, right? I'm curious, have you looked at what their split is this season?
They have thrown it
for run to pass.
They have thrown it 10 more times than they ran it. And so I believe they threw it 11 more times in this past game. So going into the game against Pittsburgh, they were pretty much 50-50. And basically 50-50 now because they're barely over in terms of
right. And I mean, there's been times, I think the last time they were as heavy run as they were last year was in 2003 when Amon Green, I think they were 53-47 that year. Look, I think Matt LaFleur wants to be around 50-50 with a little smidge overrunning. I think, that game specifically against the Steelers, I mean, they read the stat sheet, right? They know that's the 31st ranked pass defense. They feel like they can do some damage there. But I still think he wants to have Josh Jacobs be the bell cow. And they also, you and I have talked about this before. Like, I feel like Emmanuel Wilson is one of the more underrated players that they've had on their roster in a long time. Like, people just don't appreciate. Every time they put him in there, he's productive. I mean, he just is. So I think he would still rather be, 51-49 or 50.5, 49.5. So I'm not surprised that they're still hovering around 50-50, even with the struggles they've had getting the run game going, even with, some bumps and bruises for Josh Jacobs. So I would expect, and especially when the weather turns, I know they all love the idea of teams trying to tackle Josh Jacobs when it's cold outside and the footing is questionable. So I don't think they're going to pivot with their approach. I think they'll probably still lean into the run. They just got to run the ball better, and that's a big priority.
But if they get off to a faster start, Jason, with their offense and throw the ball a little bit, to me that also opens up the defense and protects your defensive backs a little bit, because if you start building those leads, teams are going to want to throw it more and hold on to the ball and try to push the ball down the field, and that unleashes Micah Parsons.
Yeah, and look, they did that in the first 2 games, right? I mean, they got out the leads there. I love it when Homer changes the score of games because he eliminates the garbage touchdowns. He did it again with the Steelers game on Sunday night. So, yeah, look, I don't mean this in a condescending, douchey way, but great point, Gabe. Yeah, it's better when you get a lead. It allows you to do a lot of things. But again, I think I really do believe that Matt LaFleur believes in the run game. We spent a lot of time talking about play action, and I'm not sure that that's appreciably better, appreciably different. I haven't looked at the numbers on that. But their run game has not been good enough. We can all agree on that. It certainly has not been up to the standard of last year. I think they're finding some continuity on their offensive line now. But, again, Josh Jacobs' numbers on Sunday, it was another bad yards per carry average. But it's not like they're not getting anything out of it. They're still getting something out of it, but they're not getting nearly as much out of it as they did last year.
Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, I'm going to try not to oversleep for the start of our show in 22 minutes.
Don't go back to sleep.
Sorry for keeping you guys waiting.
No problem at all.
Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde can be heard on Wilde and Tausch right after our show here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Okay, listen, October 10th was World Mental Health Day, but It doesn't mean that we should only talk about mental health on October 10th. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp, and BetterHelp is an opportunity for you or anyone else that you know out there who is struggling with life's challenges, navigating the difficult stuff, to get help. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword timeout. And here's the thing, guys. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. They've served more than 5 million people globally, and on the App Store, they have a 4.9 out of 5 rating based on 1.7 million client reviews. 1.7 million people can't be wrong. If you find yourself needing help, BetterHelp is the answer. Go to your phone, put pound 250 in, and say the keyword timeout for 10% off your first month. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250, because we are all better with help.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound 894, we've got delays just north of the Hale interchange. So right around Howard Avenue, we have a crash that is blocking the left lane. Now, delays on the Rock Freeway start from before Highway 100, and the delays on westbound 894 starting from about 60th Street all the way through the Hale. On westbound 94, still dealing with a crash on the left shoulder just past Moreland Road. We've got delays coming from Highway 100 to that point. On the eastbound side, we had an earlier accident that was just about at Highway J. That has finally been cleared. Delays still coming out of the Highway 16 area. And then more delays from about Barker Road all the way to Calhoun. Southbound 43, watch for backups from just before Silver Spring all the way down past Locust. Northbound side's looking okay. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, breezy, a high of 55 tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a low of 46. Weather's brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Today's forecast, crisp fall skies and a championship shine. Get your first wash free at tsunamiexpress.com. Game day ready, rain or shine.
Hey,
Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash
prep makes all the difference. Same goes for your pizza. That's why I go with Frigidaire Stone Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes.
Whether you're throwing a party or squeezing in dinner between plays, this oven delivers hot, crispy, restaurant-quality pizza right from your kitchen. Only from Frigidaire. Game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom school designs that let everyone know who you root for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing snacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN. 1 free year of Perplexity Pro and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank, N.A.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Homer for Window Nation. It's October, and if you've got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation in Milwaukee. This month, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With the holidays coming up, it's a big deal, and they can do it so quickly. Don't miss out on free windows and 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp therapists have helped more than 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can really change lives. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call or text pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling or texting pound 250.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Unbelievable that they ran all over this vaunted defense.
Why
this
did we
elite
drink the
defense.
Kool-Aid?
What Kool-Aid?
Why? It was poop Kool-Aid, and we gobbled it down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you feel like you're running on empty, Mentality Health is here to help. And they can help with low testosterone. That's what they focus on, especially your free testosterone levels, which a lot of doctors can overlook. All right, so how do you know if you're dealing with low testosterone? Some of the symptoms are if you have low energy and motivation. You're just tired all the time, have that fatigue, weight gain or muscle loss, especially belly fat, you're feeling anxious, moody, irritable, all signs of low testosterone. So book an appointment today, mentalityhealth.com/radio, and go through the process. Your first time through, you get a full physical consultation, blood panel and analysis, and if your testosterone levels are low, you can get a customized testosterone treatment plan just for you. Your energy comes roaring back, the belly fat burns off, your muscle strengthens, but more importantly, you start to feel like yourself again, confident, driven, and ready to tackle life. So don't let low testosterone hold you back. Be the best for yourself and your family. Go to mentalityhealth.com/radio, mentalityhealth.com/radio to book an appointment today.
It's Chewy's favorite segment of the week.
Hey, big guy, you catch the game?
It's Power Rankings time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Did you catch the game last night?
Can I say yes to you? What will the big guy have in store for us today?
See the game last night?
Which game?
Any of them.
And speaking of games, guys, Potawatomi Sportsbook is right there with you for all international games and matches. The Midwest's best sportsbook opens early, and maybe you don't want to watch a game, but you still want in on the action. You can wager on any sport, anytime, at a quick service kiosk. Of course, that's at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
All right, guys. I don't know if I have as many gripes. I'm actually kind of excited about how things have gone, except for one, I think, omission or error, and it's probably a team you can guess. So let's start off with number 10.
So the Packers are going to be a lot lower than I think.
We were hoping.
Yeah. At number 10, I will say the Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh. I did not have the Seahawks in my top 10. Maybe that's an error by me. I have the Patriots at number 10 on my list.
The Patriots are number 10. The Seattle Seahawks are at 11.
Oh, darn. See, I might have guessed Seattle next, but he gave me that little nugget there. And now you won't guess Seattle again.
Pats at 6-2 or 10?
Uh-huh.
5 wins in a row gets you 10?
Yeah, I mean, they've beat some stinky teams, but they look really good.
Yeah.
Drake May looks
Drake,
like a superstar.
You just mentioned this morning when you were talking about the MVP odds. He's in top 3.
Yeah.
He's third.
Yeah. Whoops, Bears. Sorry about that one. Number 9.
How about the Rams at number 9?
Rams got to be higher than that.
Okay.
I will say... Oh, man, where do I want to go here? I will go Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos is correct. Gabe.
1-1.
Uh-huh. Moving on to number 8.
Crud. Broncos. Rams?
I think they got to be high on the Rams. I will say... the Chiefs got to be higher than this, but I'll go Chiefs.
The Los Angeles Rams are your 8th-ranked team this week in the power rankings.
Why did you think they should be higher, Gabe?
The Rams?
Yes.
I don't know. They've won a couple of games in a row. I feel like everybody's high on them, but being potentially the best team in the NFC.
They dropped from 5 to 8, and they didn't play. They just merely had a bye.
Oh, so everybody else just moved around them.
Yeah. Yep. So moving up to number 7.
That's tough.
7. So I think that they're higher on the Buccaneers than 7. But I think they're higher on the Buccaneers than the Packers. I'm nervous that this might be where the Packers are based on what Joshy said about one team being lower than we think.
Yeah, I think the Packers were 8 last week. I got the Packers here at 7.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
That is correct. The Green Bay Packers are up 1 spot after beating Aaron Rodgers.
You don't like it?
No.
Where would you have slotted them?
5? The best team
4?
I would have had them at 5. They have the best record in the NFC and keeping them out of the top 5, especially considering the Lions are up there, a team that they beat, have less losses than. Like, the Packers should be higher than the Lions.
Number 6.
Could also make the argument that the Chiefs, who have 3 losses on the ledger, probably deserve to be lower than that, too.
Unless the Chiefs have looked really good the last 4 weeks.
I didn't get to watch much of last night's game. I watched a few
turnovers
series.
early, but then they dominated.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Because when I caught it, it was close. And I was like, how about that?
Yeah. Rashi Rice has turned them into just an unstoppable force.
So are we going with the Chiefs here, or do we think the Chiefs are higher? I'm going to go with the Buccaneers here.
I got Tampa Bay.
Kansas City Chiefs, number 6,
America.
up only 1 spot. Number 5.
They're better than Kansas City's better than Tampa Bay.
I would argue that as well. And even having
we just need to accept it.
Like, fine. If you want to guard the top 10 and keep Kansas City out, do so at your own peril.
All right. I got the Lions here.
No. Buccaneers.
You go, no.
Buccaneers.
They were
Lions
were number 1 last year.
Darn it. Oh, see, I missed last week, so I didn't know that they were number 1 last week.
4.
Bills?
I'll say the Eagles here.
I'll channel my Chewy. Buffalo is number 4. We've got 3 left. Well, you guys put them in the right order.
So
I feel good about the order I'm in.
You do?
Well, especially I had Bills at 3, so I'm just gonna shift the Eagles to 3.
I was gonna say Lions at 3.
Philadelphia Eagles are 3, and then the last 2, I think we can figure out.
Time out. I know we're in a rush. Do we really think that? Yeah, I know. I can tell. Yes. Do we really think that the Lions are better than the Eagles right now? Yes.
Yes.
I do think the Lions are better than the Eagles, but I also think the Packers are better than the Eagles, and the Packers are down at 7. Excuse me, the Packers are better than the Lions, because we saw that game on the football field, and the Packers all the way down at 7.
All right. So if we know that the Lions are at 2, at least we think they are.
Yeah, it's Lions Colts.
I'm shocked that the Colts are the best team in the league.
Yeah, they just keep putting it on everybody.
You know what it is? I bought the narrative that Daniel Jones was no good.
Well, I mean,
he had been.
In fairness, he had been no good.
You had proof aplenty on him being no good.
Thank you. I appreciate that, validating my perspective. But of course, Jonathan Taylor has been lights out this season. There's even talk about him being in the MVP conversation, even though, Gabe, you are very convinced
he is not
that
in the MVP conversation.
That he should not be.
Well, no. I think he should be, but he's not.
Yeah, he's going to coast to an Offensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
The Colts are very focused on getting him as many touchdowns as humanly possible. He has 4 3-touchdown games this season. Yeah.
So if he's not in the MVP conversation, then it's because he's a running back.
1,000%. Running backs can't win the award.
For whatever it's worth, I did just see on the televisions above us on Get Up of them talking about should Jonathan Taylor be an MVP candidate. So they're starting to get a little percolation.
His odds are worse than Jordan Love's.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Like, it's just, all those things that Josh just said are 100% true. He's plus 1,800.
Yeah. But again, when we're looking for bright spots about Wisconsin football, I'm going to cling to Jonathan Taylor for a little bit here, guys. Does that work for you as well?
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe they let that guy be a second-round pick. Just the most obvious, this guy's going to work in the NFL. He's got the size, the speed, and then every time he's given opportunity, what does he do? Prove to be one of the best running backs.
The only thing that's ever held him back is health.
Yes.
I've said to you guys that I think he should have been in New York for the Heisman conversation, for the Heisman trophy ceremony as well. Something exciting is happening at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel. It's on the 2nd floor. It's the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. If you're trying to figure out where you should have breakfast or lunch or dinner or maybe some after-dinner drinks, your new spot should be the Studio, the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. It is the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails now on the 2nd floor at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Paying extra for tire care is BS. You know, bad service. So at Midas, we're rolling out our BS-free tire guarantee, included with paid installation and tax on every purchase. You'll pay nothing for flat replacements, nada for flat repairs, and zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles. That's $0 for all that. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the BS-free tire guarantee, only at Midas.
It's a classic odor tale. You've had fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm going to go with the corn dog, the old corn dog. The corn dog for the
Pierogies
birthday.
and borscht all day long.
That's just crazy. Nobody likes borscht, let alone
God,
on their
it's
birthday.
so good. It's the only thing that makes my mouth water, other than my wife.
On 94.5 ESPN.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Of course, we've talked about how October 10th was World Mental Health Day, but that's not the only day that you can address your mental health. If you find yourself struggling, if you find yourself having a tough time navigating the challenges of life, BetterHelp can help. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's pound 250. Say the keyword timeout to start your BetterHelp journey, because we are all better with help. Wilde and Tausch is next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great day, everybody.
Eastbound 94, just a little bit backed up past Barker Road, and then again back on the brakes from 92nd Street all the way through the stadium interchange. Westbound's backing up just west of Highway 100 into Waukesha County, all the way to about Calhoun. We've got northbound 4394 right around the Plainfield curve.